here and you were drafted and then
Yeah.
we were relocated. How you felt in that moment when you were treated
Well,
some kind of different
people, I usually, they ask me to go speak to various, different organization people, and first thing they ask me says, you were put in the camp? I says, yeah, why? Well, because anybody who was even 1/10 of Japanese were put in camp because that's the way, well, the general that was in charge of this area says he doesn't trust anybody, so, put them in the camp where they, so there was 10 camps established throughout various places, Arizona, North Dakota, not Idaho, anyway, there was 10 camps, roughly holding about close to 10,000 people each, at least. The camp that I was in Poston, Arizona, it held almost 20,000 because there was 3 camps from various places. Of course, I was only, well, when I went in, I was only 15, 16. So it's, even if tiny babies were put in camp, the general who was in charge of the West Coast says, no, we don't trust anybody. Yeah.
How did you feel? Like, what did you feel when you were put there and you
I think
were like
I was
outsider, even though you were born in the United States?
Yeah, well, I think basically, I really didn't think too much of it. Probably I was just too young anyway, to know any better. So I don't know. But a lot of people ask me, well, if they were in my shoes, they wouldn't have gone into the Army.
Yeah.
See? But there were some that didn't want to go. They want to first establish that, hey, they're American citizens. They want to get their parents released from camp before they would go in the Army. Of course, they were pretty adamant about it. So they were sentenced not to refuse to be drafted or anything. It was a federal offense, so they were put in prison. But I don't know, back in the mid-50s, early 60s, the thing was overturned because they said it was unconstitutional, But there were a few that didn't want to be drafted because they said, no, we want to be released first. Their parents want to be released first. Yeah. Well, but at that time, I think it was, I would call it war hysteria, People just react differently. So. But, and to me, maybe I was too young to know any better anyway, Oh, this is vacation. I never gone out of California in all my life. Here we are, But it was, after I thought about it, I said, gee, why, But, at that time, it didn't
make a big difference.
No.
Even though seeing your parents struggling.
Oh, yeah.
So how did it impacted your life after, like, you joined the military?
I don't know whether I thought it was, oh, this is great, I'm going somewhere else now, But I don't know how my parents felt, but I think basically, they were always law-abiding, so they said, okay, this is what the government says, so we have to do it. I think what might have been is that, when they had the big earthquake in Japan last year, okay, they had this one person who had lived in New Orleans, and he went through the Katrina, that big typhoon, hurricane, and he says, when the Katrina happened, and the people naturally scrambling around for food, they started looting and everything. But in Japan, he says he noticed a difference. When these people were lined up in front of this convenience store, and the power went out, so the people just went back and put all the stuff back, And he thought about it afterwards. It's just, well, this is how they react differently,
It's different, yeah.
So
More of
he,
a cultural background.
yeah. After he was in Japan when that right after the earthquake, he was part of the what we call not a rescue group, but to help out.
Uh-huh.
So, and he came from New Orleans where he saw what had happened. So after he went back to the States, then he went back again to Japan to help out, But I think that's just, I wouldn't say the nature, but that's the way that people were brought up.
Yeah.